were gonna sit in my seat. That was
Oh, would you like to sit with?
No, I don't want your cookies.
Hey, that's what you have. Would you go?
Yeah, I brought that in for everybody. So I thought I'd mention it to council afterwards.
Jenna responded back to you.
No, come on, nothing like that.
You yeah,
Yeah, of course I did.
Because we're not like
I never even thought about that scandal.
we're Texas.
To mention that.
But basically, you got the rest of my email was that the letter is.
Let's see here, how many minutes?
Well, wow, you were here early, man. I can't even believe that.
For a little while.
I know. I went to the bathroom and you were not here.
I was talking to Jim, and then all of a sudden, where'd he come from?
Oh yeah, had to run in here so they could get on camera
I'm just
before
like-
you.
Yeah, I kind of startled you.
You did. All right, just poop.
But you know, he's still expecting. You got 3 minutes before you show up.
See,
So,
Mark brought his Zoom attire.
Yes,
oh yeah,
I usually do.
He brought his, his Zoom attire, his shirt,
Hey.
he's got the shorts.
yeah, right.
You can't relate this. I had a wonderful Monday.
Really?
Do you know what I did today?
Play golf?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, well, there you go.
that was my guess too.
I
so-
played in a tournament at Shadow Glen, and if you know Shadow Glen,
I
that
know
is a
Shadow
treat.
Glen. That is a nice
Anytime.
spot.
Is it really?
It is
Oh,
a
yeah,
treat.
it's beautiful.
It is immaculate.
I don't know.
Ask Greg to take you out there.
I only top golf because the holes are like that big. I mean, they're giant. So I randomly get one in. I'm pretty lucky that way.
I don't
So-
think
I had a chance to play foot golf not too long
I
ago.
don't
That's
think it'll
that's a
hold, but we
blast.
were in first when I left.
Playing foot golf?
Yes.
That's really
What's
cool.
that?
It's like soccer,
Soccer.
but on a golf course.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes sense with
Think
you.
disc golf, but with a soccer ball into a green.
Into a big bucket, basically.
That's
it's a
a
bucket.
totally a Steve thing.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it. Soccer thing. I get it.
Yeah, I've become a lefty. I'm left-footed.
Really?
I've learned how to be left-footed. Yeah. Used to be my right foot was dominant until I busted my ankle. Got it.
Yeah, that'll switch that.
Yeah, kind of.
You can do a little bit more, a little more flexibility.
Yeah. Me and flexibility are not the same zip code.
I feel you
That's
there.
beside the point.
Is Todd gonna call in or is he just? gonna
Nope, he is driving back.
Right.
Colorado.
I'm familiar.
Not the-
Yeah. I just got back from Tennessee yesterday.
That's not
Did you?
exactly a great place for reception.
No, I remember the last meeting, I think it was no, the one before.
Don't worry, I won't give you cues. I won't give you cues.
Okay. We're gonna get started at 7 p.m. in Gardner, Kansas. I'm gonna call the Gardner City Council meeting to order. Can you please rise with me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. We don't have any presentations or public hearings tonight, so we'll go straight to public comments. Members of the public are welcome to use this time to make comments about city matters or items on the agenda that are not part of a public hearing. If you wish to come forward, just a couple of ground rules. One, we've got a 5-minute time clock that's over here. Also, no profanity, no personal attacks. With that being said, please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
Hello, I'm so tall, I'm so short.
You can put the
Jennifer Smith, 648 South Oak in lovely Gardner. I just want to say thank you to the Gardner PD for their work this last week and a half on Cherokee. And all that going into the truck traffic for that week, for this last week. I know there's several of us that are very happy that you all were there. People in Gardner Manor were really talking about it. So, and the officers that were there, every now and then we'd wave at them, they'd wave back at us. So we were just extremely appreciative of them. I know it's been a rough couple of weeks with some of the situations in Gardner, but just want to say thank you for everything, the department does and the fire department as well. So, thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Anyone else? I I did not receive any public comments for the record emailed to me, so I'll make sure that I was correct on that. Thank you, City Clerk, appreciate that. With no one else coming forward, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Is there any member of the council wishes to remove an item from the consent agenda? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Motion, Melton, second Baldwin, that we approve the consent agenda. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, any abstentions? Consent agenda passes. We have one item on the planning and zoning consent agenda. Is there anyone who wishes to remove that item from that consent agenda? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion on the planning and zoning consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion Gregorczyk, second Melton, that we approve the planning and zoning consent agenda. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, any abstentions? Planning and zoning consent agenda passes. Nothing for committee recommendations tonight, nothing for old business. New business item number 1, consider adopting an ordinance amending the City of Gardner's base salary structure for fiscal year 2019-20. Alan Abramovitz.
Good evening. So,
Please move the microphone up a little bit.
up, okay,
Yeah, there you go.
okay. So we are, recommending adopting an ordinance amending the City of Gardner's base salary structure for fiscal year 2019-2020. The staff is recommending the creation of a community development director position to coordinate the operations of the Business and Economic Development Department. This position will be utilized in lieu of the Director of Business and Economic Development. The individual in this position will be responsible for policy development, program planning, budget management, administration, and operational direction of the planning and community development function. The incumbent will supervise the Planning and Zoning Division as well as Building Inspection Division. Responsibilities will include managing the objectives and goals within the guidelines established by the city administrator.
Okay. Thank you, Alan.
Okay.
Any public comment on new business item number 1? Seeing no one coming forward. Any questions for Alan on this position? I'm going to start on my left. Is there anyone over here who would like to ask a question? No. All right, to my right?
No questions.
I guess I just have one. Do we have any applicants for this new opportunity? We do.
We do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Only question I had was, this is replacing the old title, the old job title.
Correct.
And there's a new job title, obviously, in description.
So
Here.
it's not an additional FTE?
It's not it's not an additional
Right.
FTE, it's actually
Right.
replacing an old FTE.
Yes.
For the benefit of those in the public, same salary?
Same salary range?
Range?
Yes.
Okay, that's one, I want to make sure that people knew that.
Yes, it is.
All right,
exactly
thank you
the
very
same.
much, I
Okay.
appreciate that.
Okay.
Any other discussion on this? All right, I'll move on to a vote then. All those in favor of making this change, say aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, I gotta read this into the record,
Yeah.
I apologize. I need a motion first.
So moved.
Second.
Motion Gregorczyk, second Melton, that we adopt ordinance number 2670 as an ordinance too, so we have to have a roll call vote. My apologies. Man, I'm really off my game tonight.
Slow
An
down.
ordinance adopting a revised City of Gardner base salary structure for fiscal year 2019-2020. City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Baldwin,
Yes.
Councilmember Roberts,
Yes.
Councilmember Gorsuch,
Yes.
Councilmember Melton,
Yes.
New business item number 1, ordinance number 2670 passes. Yikes. New business item number 2, consider adopting an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2020 budget. Matt Wolf, Finance Director, good evening. I won't make that mistake again.
We'll see.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. This first one's what I consider a housekeeping technical amendment. When the governing body adopted the fiscal year 2020 budget at the August 5th, 2019 council meeting, they essentially set the expenditure authority for various funds for that budget year. Since then, we've created a Gardner Land Bank and also entered into agreement for a Main Street Marketplace TIF fund. So this is an amendment to that budget, allowing us to have some budget authority in those funds. So staff's recommendation that you adopt the suggested ordinance.
Thank you, Matt. Any public comments on new business item number 2? All right, questions for Matt or members of finance staff?
Yeah, Matt, I just had a question on the Main Street Marketplace. What, your words here are revenues. What projected revenues do we have?
Basically, the TIF fund is essentially getting the tax increment on the property tax improvements on where our price chopper is, basically. So whatever incremental value from when they originally established the base value, I believe last year, and what the value is this year, then that increment would go into this fund.
And you don't have a number
It's in that
projection?
actual budget book. I don't have it in front of
It
me.
is? I didn't see it when I looked. If you could just follow up, that'd be great.
Will do.
That's all I had, sir.
All right, thank you. Any other comments or questions? I entertain a motion on ordinance number 2671.
So moved.
Yep.
Motion Melton, second Baldwin, that we adopt ordinance number 2671, an ordinance amending the 2020 budget of the city of Gardner, Kansas. I get this. All right, city clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Roberts,
Yes.
Councilmember Gorsick,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember Melton,
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin,
Yes.
Ordinance 2671 passes. New business item number 3, consider adopting an ordinance adopting the fiscal year 2021 budget. Matt Wolf.
Although the city prepared a biennial budget for 2021 and 2022, Kansas law requires that we have annual budget approval. The proposed fiscal year 2021 budget was presented to the City Council on July 6th, 2020. Then also on August 3rd, we had the statutorily required budget hearing that was held in compliance with KSA 79-2929. The proposed budget is structurally sound and has adequate reserves in both tax levy funds and utility funds at the end of 2022. Projected end of year 2022 general fund balance is 24%. The budget addressed revenue shortfalls related to COVID-19 pandemic with offsetting reductions in expenditures. Provides for continued investment in infrastructure to improve the quality of life for current residents, as well as supporting community growth. It balances fiscal stewardship and strategic positioning. It includes a 3.7% water rate increase in 2021 to help support the water treatment plant expansion project. And there is no mill levy increase. The staff's recommendation that you adopt an ordinance adopting the fiscal year 2021 budget.
Thank you, Matt, appreciate it. Any public comments on new business item number 3? Seeing none, questions from the dais, start on my right.
No questions.
Anything?
No, good.
Mitch? We've had multiple discussions on this, and this is basically a formality. We're taking the 2021 portion of the budget, and we are sending that to the state for our budget submittal for this year, correct?
Correct, that is formal approval of the 2021 budget, and then a preliminary or conditional approval for the 2022 budget.
Correct. Okay. All right, with no other questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion on ordinance 2672.
So moved.
Second.
Motion Melton, second Baldwin, that we adopt ordinance number 2672, an ordinance adopting the 2021 budget of the city of Gardner, Kansas. City clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Gorsick,
Yes.
Councilmember Melton,
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin,
Yes.
Councilmember Roberts,
Yes.
Ordinance 2672 passes. New business item number 4, consider adopting a resolution ending the water watch for the city of Gardner. Yay. Gons Garcia.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. During a special City Council meeting on June 19th, the governing body adopted a resolution declaring a water watch. And this was due that the water consumption had exceeded the trigger limit in 5 occasions. Due to, over the past several weeks, the water consumption has been pretty low, even less than historical. So based on current trends, city staff will recommend ending the water watch.
Okay. Thank you, Gons, appreciate it. Any public comments on new business item number 4? Seeing none, any questions from council? All right, I'll say one thing, and that is that I appreciate the diligence of our residents to engage in water conservation measures, and even if the water watch is lifted, we hope that you will be more, that will continue mindful of our water usage across the
Yes, sir.
city. It also is a big, big money saver for them, keeps their water bills low, so. Thank you to the citizens. With that being said, I'll entertain a motion on resolution 2058.
So moved.
Second.
Motion Melton, second Baldwin, that we adopt a resolution 2058, a resolution declaring the end of a stage 1 water watch for the city of Gardner, Kansas, in accordance with section 13.10.140 of the Gardner Municipal Code. City Clerk.
Councilmember Grigorczyk,
Yes.
Councilmember Melton,
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin,
Yes.
Councilmember Roberts,
Yes.
Resolution 2058 passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to council updates. Does staff have anything for council? I'm going to start with our city attorney. Thank you in advance.
Okay, I'm not sure what for, but.
Thank you for coming.
Oh.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Oh,
do what I can. Nothing from me tonight.
it's easier to bill, I guess.
Hey. Matt Wolf, anything from finance other than what we
Yeah, actually, I need a
discussed?
correction. I had a typo in my CAF, and I said TIF. It was actually the SID. I'm sorry
Okay.
about that.
Okay, Sid.
That explains the confusion.
Yep.
Because TIF doesn't start till next year. It was the SID that we start collecting with the sales tax.
Okay.
Well,
So
thank
I
you.
apologize for that.
So do we need to get that into the record, or is that a good enough comment?
I'll defer to Ryan Dang.
Is that language in the,
I need to amend the ordinance.
the
to
ordinance?
Yeah.
Revote.
So,
I mean, the ordinance just adopts by incorporation.
that's actual notice that we published.
There we go. Yeah, so the actual notice published appropriately references the CID.
Okay,
The ordinance that we adopted just incorporates by reference the amendment. So if that's reflected in the amended budget, then we should be fine.
okay, great. That's great, thank you. And thanks for the clarification, Matt.
My
Appreciate it.
apologies for that error.
No, that's fine, that's fine. Is there anything else from finance?
No.
Okay. City Clerk.
I do have another application for the planning commission that I'll send out to the interview team, so you can review that as well.
Does that make 8 total?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And we need to get the interview team together for
Yes.
screenings on that. So what's our availability?
Well, she sent out an email,
Yep.
and then we reply back, and,
I know,
right,
okay,
so.
Yep.
I think she's working on that right now.
Working
If I
on it.
read my email correctly that I got from her last week.
all right. So I'm
That
gonna
is
share-
correct, am I not mistaken on that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the interview team is you and Tori, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken.
Yes,
So, yes, want to make sure that that's the record as well.
thank you.
All right. All right, acting chief, I guess.
Nothing tonight.
Interim chief. You know, it's your acting tonight. Thank you very much, appreciate it. Gons Garcia, anything from utilities?
Yes, sir. Regarding the smart meters, the installation of the meter will start August 31st. 2 weeks ago, Next Grid came and installed the 5 gateways that the meters will be communicating. So there'll be 6. Right now we have 5. So the project is well underway.
Okay,
Should
great,
be finished by the end of the year, early next year.
great. Looking forward to the metrics we're gonna get from that. Really appreciate it. Parks and Rec, Jason Bruce.
Yes, sir. As of today, August 17th, we are still planning on moving forward with fall sports. Obviously, things are changing every day. We're still looking at guidance and recommendations from state and county. However, we did late this afternoon introduce an alternative fall baseball, softball, and t-ball program. So patrons will be receiving registration information for that. That will be a $0 fee if you register up front, and then if fall sports do end up getting canceled, we're going to make the determination before September 7th. Then we will ask all those registrants to pay the registration fee. that week, so we have time with the other tri-county organizations to have a nice 6-week season of baseball, softball, t-ball. So
Okay,
that's our plan as of today.
great, thanks a lot. Question I got from a citizen regarding the upkeep of certain parks. How's our upkeep happening at Celebration and Veterans Park specifically? There have been some questions about some grass and stuff like that that had gotten put into in the playgrounds and stuff, especially at Celebration.
Into the playgrounds, you said?
Like in the play areas?
Okay. That's something I can look into.
Okay.
So like when they were mowing, the grass clippings were.
Oh, no, there's grass growing up in
Oh,
the play areas.
Are you talking about from a few weeks ago?
So, yeah,
Yeah, that's already been taken care
that
of.
has been taken care of?
It's what you and I
Oh,
talked about.
okay. I thought it was something very recent.
Oh, no.
Okay.
This was from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we addressed those.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Well, thank you,
Mhm.
appreciate that. All right, Michael Kramer. I know, got to take a look for you.
Yeah, nothing this evening.
Okay, thank you. How are things coming along on the Waverly project? There were questions about that.
As far as Santa Fe and Waverly, so they're coming along. They changed phases, so we're doing from Pear to US 56 right now, and then we'll move on to then they'll be ready and have it paved, and then they'll move on to the sidewalks and other appurtenances. So it's not too terribly far away from when their road will be open up,
Okay.
to through traffic.
The couple of questions that I
I'd
had,
have to-
the couple of questions I had, Michael, had to be around, one, the sidewalks that were being put on the west side of the street, and the other one had to do with the actual opening of Waverly Road north of 175th, and whether that be done before school started.
Yeah, so Waverly Road's open north of 175th now.
Okay,
And so they opened it up last week. They will have to do a little bit, but I don't think they'll have to close it for the rest of the work on the utilities. I think that they may just have a flagger, but that'd just be for a day or so.
okay, and about the
So
sidewalks on the west side of Waverly?
And so the sidewalks on the east side of Waverly
Oh,
Road
west side, I'm sorry.
will be done as part of the Waverly Plaza development. And then the trail along 175th Street will be done this fall.
Okay.
If you're
So
talking about the
it all
sidewalks,
it all should be completed this fall.
Okay.
the sidewalks.
But sidewalks, are you talking about extending west towards St. John's?
No, this was a sidewalk question that was posed.
At my turn off,
Yeah,
they just poured them.
they just poured them this week? Okay,
They're there. I mean, it's not cleaned up yet, but they're there.
okay.
Are those 5-foot wide sidewalks? I haven't seen them yet, are they?
Yeah, they're probably.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate the update.
And I have a question for Michael
Yes,
too.
yes,
So
Frank.
I had a citizen reach out to me about the ditches. Are we doing much with the ditches out there? They were kind of worried about, they seemed a little excessive or steep, where potentially some, young drivers, if there was ice on the road, could really cause a problem. I didn't know if there was any more going to be done with those, or if they were still going to be steep like they currently are.
So along Waverly Road, those ditches will be changed with our new project. Now, as far as going,
I think the Waverly Road
adjacent
was the
to
ones they were
100
worried about.
As far as going adjacent to 175th as you go out west, those ditches are pretty much the way they'll stay. And so they've got either a 3-to-1 or a 4-to-1 slope on them. And so they do meet, the criteria for a roadside ditch.
I think the ones on Waverly was the one they were worried about, so thank you.
Okay.
And we've got some questions about the roundabout recommendation at Madison and Waverly. And we are having the consultant come in and do a presentation for both the school district and the fire department on Wednesday here in Chambers. So,
Okay. City administrator.
nothing else for me.
Okay, I don't forget you, and you don't have anything. All right, does council have anything from staff? For staff, I'm gonna start with Tori Roberts.
Well, thank you for starting with me, but I have nothing. Sorry.
No, that's okay, that's okay. Someday I'll bring you in first, you'll have something, so, yeah, keep doing that. Mark Baldwin.
I have nothing.
Mr. Kowarczyk. Councilman.
I have a couple of items. I'd like to echo what Jennifer spoke of, Captain Kraut, and just thank the commitment that Gardner Police provided to that area on Cherokee. And I saw the data that came out in the Friday Minute memo, and was real happy to see that. And I think there was some educational opportunities there as well for, I think it's ITW, when they are receiving or inbound, outbound, so that's good. I also wanted to say thank you to Go Car Wash for their investment in our community. Several of us attended the ceremony, Rich, myself, and the mayor, and it's a 21st century car wash, so it's very, very slick. And then I had several residents, Jason, ask if the Beer and Wine Fest, I guess that would have been a credit for the last beer and wine that was canceled for those that had prepaid. How were we gonna handle that?
Are you talking for this year's event?
Mm-hmm.
So what we're doing is we're coming up with an alternative for that event. Once we lay out those details, then we will be issuing those credits and then rolling out the alternative program for that.
Okay, thank you so much. That's all, Mayor.
All right. Council Vice President.
So, thank you, Mayor. That Go Car Wash event, I asked if they have a fleet deal. So this is what everybody's got here. I think it would be wise for us if we kind of recommended to staff or Mayor through you that we start taking advantage of some of this fleet pricing on buying bulk, because if one thing I noticed, anytime we've replaced vehicles, specifically the planning and all those folks that drive around all the time, most of the cars had 50,000 miles on them and barely had any metal left. So buying a fleet program where we can actually start sending some of those cars through the wash maybe once a week during the wintertime, we might save those. And they actually have a pretty good, you can buy 50 at a time at a reduced rate, even just for the basic wash. I think it would be money well spent to maintain the vehicles a little bit longer.
So what is our situation with regard to fleet and how we manage things like, I mean, we have fleet maintenance blogs and things like that for like oil changes and stuff like that. Do we do anything with like washes and like cosmetic type of
Well,
work?
we tried that with the PD about 3 years ago, and the cost was exorbitant. So we invested in a power washer, and the officers actually cleaned them out in the bay.
Yeah.
With the rest of the fleet, I'm not actually sure what Gons and Michael do, if they do their own or if they.
Yeah, we do our own.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know what y'all think, but the price is good. I just, it's one of those things too, where what's labor cost, versus running through the automatic.
Well,
So it's
there's
all
an
costs.
opportunity cost, there's a labor cost. So.
But thoughts, anybody?
I know you won't believe I'm gonna say this, but I'd have to see the data first.
Ooh.
But
There's a spreadsheet being built right now for somebody.
I would agree. I mean, right now it seems like we're absorbing the cost, and it was pretty uneventful. Like nobody really even kind of knew.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's not that much money. I'd have to have details like Mark.
Yeah, and I'd agree.
Okay.
my guess is if we look at how often we're washing it,
Yeah.
internally.
Right.
And if it is in the winter though, I'm guessing, parks and electric, we might have just a little bit of labor time that we could put towards it.
Yeah.
Like
In the
downtime.
winter,
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So anyway, that was the first thing. And then the second thing, last week, or last meeting, I brought up about the planning commissioner and the personnel issue there. During that, I brought up about how I talked to the paper, and I understand that there was an email sent, Randy, that you sent about my involvement with the paper, and you had questions about it to the mayor and Jim, but I wasn't in that chain, so I couldn't answer your question. So I was gonna see if you wanted to ask that question.
Yeah, real
now.
simple, Councilman Melton. I was following up on the comment that was made during the last meeting that chain was gonna be forwarded to us. That's all I was following up with Jim and Sharon about, and that's what I got. So there was no additional questions.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
All right.
Otherwise, I'd have copied you.
Okay. And then finally, the other thing I heard from about the budget this year was that you specifically had stated that it wasn't very transparent. Is that, you told the mayor that, is that correct?
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Did you tell the mayor that the budget process wasn't transparent this year? Yes or no? I mean, that's,
I don't recall that comment.
okay.
Yeah, I have no
Well, I was gonna
idea.
say, if there's a problem, feel free to reach out to me, because I take my job as the council vice president very seriously, and I'd love nothing more than to give the mayor a hard time, so.
Yeah, I don't recall saying that. I don't have a lot of interaction with the mayor outside of post meetings. Don't recall saying that. But
There have
nonetheless,
been discussions in the past about the fact that because we had gone to a 2-year budget process, that there have been some questions about how that works with priority-based budgeting.
yeah,
And I know that this is the first or second budget cycle?
I think it's the second one.
Second budget cycle that you've been involved in since you got elected, so.
Mhm.
I have had a question about whether or not, what kind of clarity we might have.
So why aren't you asking the question versus him?
Because I'm the council vice president, and like I told you.
Well,
Well, I'm directing my question to the mayor.
because I did not know that Rich was gonna be asking that question, to be honest with you.
Well, maybe circle the wagons with him so he doesn't get ahead of his skis, and be more than happy to field any questions that you have, Mayor.
That's fine.
That's fairly simple. I mean, I don't mind the question, I don't recall saying that, but I don't mind the question. But the fact that it's coming from you through Rich is a little disjointed to me, but nonetheless.
Well, it's actually, I wondered, because.
Because we all own the budget, sir.
No, I know, that's what I
Okay.
was wondering, and if you have a question, like I said.
Why would I send my question to you versus the mayor, the city
Well, if you're having a
administrator, and
problem and you're
Matt?
not getting answers, see, that's what it sounded
No,
like to me, that
not
you're
at
not
all.
getting answers.
No,
So I'm just here to help.
well, I think you're doing more harm than help.
All right, I think we're gonna move on.
That was it.
All right. Okay, I don't really have anything. I know we've got an executive session, to discuss, non-elected personnel. How much do we need for that? About 15 minutes? 5 minutes? 5 minutes? Okay.
Should we do 10?
Let's do
Yeah,
ten.
Oh, we
let's
need
just,
more.
I'm
do
with,
10.
I'm with Tori.
Sorry.
Let's
All right,
be
no, that's
safe.
fine, that's fine.
It takes us 2 minutes to get in there.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion Melton, second Baldwin, that we recess into executive session pursuant to KSA 75-4319B1 to discuss personnel matters related to non-elected personnel beginning at 7:30 PM, returning to regular session at 7:40 PM. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, any abstentions? We are in recess.
would have thought? I just think we ask for an hour from now on and just call it good.
Order pizza.
Yeah.
Have a pitcher of beer.
There was supposed to be pizza, somebody said the mayor was.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I'll entertain a motion to resume regular session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Gregorczyk, second Baldwin, that we resume regular session.
That was Rich.
No.
Oh, he said it?
Yeah. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, any abstentions? We are back in regular session. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, Melton, second Baldwin, that we adjourn. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, any abstentions? We are adjourned.
I thought, you probably thought you were gonna get that 25-minute mark, didn't you?